you find any people who are still unwilling to talk, who turn away?
Well, yes, of course. I have chosen the one who were open to me, but the one who didn't want to talk were let's say the leaders. Still being the leaders of the Communist Party in the area. I remember when I had my book launch there, wow, 3,000, 4,000 people in the hall, because the whole of the city was there. And in front of me, I have a few leaders. And they were frowning and looking at me with a fierce... they were against me because they were thinking, who is that man? That man is coming here and is telling us that we were wrong. And when I told them, when I started speaking and told them, I am interested in this story because I know there is something right in the working class values. And I started talking and talking, I remember that they started to smile. And it was, and I was happy with that. And there was just one thing that they told me, and they told me, you were wrong in your book, because in the book I remember, well, let's say I give a picture of a scene which was told to me of the factory in Italy. The gate of the big shipyards, a long road going to the shipyard, and all the workers walking to the gate or going by bicycle, and the owner of it passing by with horses and what's that? A carriage. And I told, you should think to these people that every morning have to take their hat down in front of the owner. And one of these leaders told me, what you were wrong in that, but because we, Monfalcone worker, we never pull out our hat to the owner. And
did you actually visit the shipyards, either the one in Monfalcone or the one in Fiume?
I visited the one in Monfalcone and part of the one in Fiume. Yes, it's now a modern shipyard. They are building up now the big Costa cruise ships that became famous because of a small accident in Italy recently. Well, no more 18,000 workers, of course. 1,500 is enough to do that. I visited the shipyard in Fiume, and it was not in such a good condition, but 2002, well, it was a moment in which Yugoslavia have disappeared, fragmented in so many different countries, and the condition was not so good. But well, shipyard is an astonishing place. It's a place of enormous things, enormous instruments, enormous buildings, and enormous ships. And you are. I am the kind of person who never used his hands for work apart from writing and typing. I mean, I'm not a manual worker, and when you realize what does it mean to work in such a place, how the danger that you can have every day from these big things.
I mean, interestingly enough, Singapore is actually a huge shipbuilding hub as well. Some of our shipyards are completely world class, the kind of output that they put out, in terms of cat-up rigs and
the largest oil rig constructed
we
in the
are
world.
really world-class leading shipyards in that sense. I'm kind of going to use that as an excuse to kind of bring it back to Singapore and ask, well, it's been a fascinating story. What made you, want to publish this in Singapore?
I would like to publish it all over in the world, first of all. But I was lucky in Singapore because possibly you remember, or I remember, I was at a dinner 4 years ago after a writers' festival and so on. And I've been telling about, I'm a writer, I wrote a book and I told a story. And I remember there was a man having dinner with us, and I realized how he was moved by the story he was telling. And this man was Von Hoover, who told me, I want to publish your book, because this is a story that has universal values, even in far Singapore. And thank you for doing that.
The restaurant is nearby, it was charcoal. The one over there. I remember reading the first page in the original Italian explaining this stuff.
Actually, I'm going to put you on the spot right now. What made you decide to do it?
Go.
Wow, you're really putting me on the spot. But when Andrea told me the story, I was really very moved by it, because I personally, on a personal front, I am aware of many friends and relatives who have been affected in a way after the war. In a sort of similar way, there are some parallels actually in the experiences of the people I knew with what Andrea was telling me about. And then I began to realize that this is actually a very universal thing. This desire to want to create a better society, it doesn't just belong to the West, It also comes in small places like Singapore or Malaysia. Yeah, the people want to build, the workers want to have justice, they want to build a community where there is sharing among everyone. And of course, along the way, because of different reasons and so on, some of them are defeated, some of them are disillusioned, some maintain those ideals even though they are defeated, some just decide to keep quiet, and maybe even for 50 years. Actually, there is if I may plug another book, there's another book launch that's going to happen tomorrow on Saturday by a group of people in millions in the 1960s who wanted to build a better society as well, and who were also crushed and disillusioned by different circumstances, by the authorities, And these people are now beginning, 50 years after, are beginning to speak up again. And it is a parallel actually to what Andrea is doing. I think the editors of that particular book are doing the same thing what Andrea did 10 years ago, to go out and look for unspoken stories and journeys. And this is the thing that actually, as a publisher, that was the reason why I went into publishing, to actually offer a platform for universal stories to be told, to inspire. Whether you are defeated or not is another story, but to inspire people that there is something in human beings that should bring us above just money.